So I think I might help you with some strategies which help us, of course, to lead the lesson or everything we do during the lessons to human teaching. That we have to talk to our students, of course, and we have to open the lines. So I think it's very important to do something maybe different, and I might give you some example. Like when I have the first lesson, I usually do this. Like I don't ask my students like, what do you do and what are your hobbies or interests? But I usually want them to guess something about me. So they really like it. They like to guess like my age, my family status, and if I have children or not, or my hobbies, interests, and it's quite fun. So after this, they usually get involved and they tell me more things. Okay, we have to observe our students, but this is something we do, don't we? Sometimes you feel that your student is a little bit, I don't know, disturbed or nervous, and you don't know why. But sometimes might be something really like, no funny, but just the toilet or drink or anything. But maybe the student is afraid to tell you. So I think it's not a good thing. Like they should tell us everything. Of course, it's not from the beginning, like from the first lesson. But that's nice when they tell us everything. Like, oh, sorry, I need to go to the toilet. Or sorry, I need drink during anything, right? Or they didn't like. So I think it's very important and we have to really focus on that because we don't want to make the same mistakes as the teachers who were teaching our students before. I like this. It's after school activities. I don't mean like that you go with your students playing football after the lessons, which maybe might be fun, of course. So why not? But I'm talking about this like, I think it happens to you. Like your students, they want something like after the lesson, like they write you SMS or sometimes they call you because they have some problem with, I don't know, article or they read a book, so they need some translation. Or sometimes maybe they want some extra lesson. What about you? Are you willing to do that? Like, do you want to help them? Or is it something for you like which you don't like or something you wouldn't do because it's not a lesson and it's something extra? That's the question. But I think students appreciate when we are positive and there's a good motivation for them. And then everything seems easier when we are positive. Oh, we have to show that we care. But I think it's, again, we talked about it like because students sometimes they tell us something extra or something really personal. When this happens, I think we really have to show that we care. We cannot only listen because sometimes we only listen and we just, try to figure out the answer or like, what am I going to say? Or, I mean, what is that? What is that problem? Am I going to say something really good? Or, I mean, what will be my reaction? So I think we should care and we should really show that we care. I think it's not enough to listen only to the problem, but as well, in this case, we have to help our students. Get to know each student as a human being is essential for the speech. So how do we make it? But sometimes, of course, we have to earn the respect. We have to do something for that. It's not like... But then we have to be really careful about the human temperaments, which is kind of psychology here. So one of the temperaments is sanguine. Okay, they are open, they are really like more extrovert and optimistic, so I would say. I think so it's good for us and we can have a nice conversation, they understand, and it's really helpful. On the other hand, might be some choleric person. So choleric people might be because I said that might be like mixed or mixture of the temperaments. As well, they are extrovert, but of course short-tempered. So sometimes it's a little bit sensitive. So melancholic. These people might be, of course, quiet and more introvert. And as well, sometimes they don't show their opinions. So it might be more difficult for us to talk with them and to get some information we need for the human teaching. Phlegmatic. So, again, these people are more introvert and might be sometimes difficult as well to recognize the opinion, and sometimes difficult to talk because maybe they don't want to show us something personal. But as well, all these temperaments really mix. So we cannot say like one person is 100% sanguine or choleric. And as well, teachers, we are some temperaments. I had a lesson on Wednesday, and for the warming up, I started with a topic, Václav Havel. I thought it's a good topic, right? Mm-hmm. Like, would be nice to talk about him. Yeah. So I had a really bad discussion, because there was a man, like 58, and a girl or woman, 20, and it was a big problem. Like Václav Havel was like aggressive discussion because he hated him and she loved him. So I had to deal with the situation, and they started shouting, and that was like really terrible. And I was like shocked at the beginning. I didn't know what to do. But finally I had to stop. I said, okay, stop the conversation, because that was like really something I didn't expect. So I think we have to deal with it. Sometimes that temperaments together cannot match. So these questions are essential, maybe, because we need them to recognize if our teaching is human or not. So the first one is, what do I know about my students, about their life? Do I know enough? Or do I need to ask them more? Or are they open? So the second one, how much time do I need to get to know my students? Would you have some deadline for that? No, there is no deadline for that. We have deadlines for everything, so should be some deadline. 1 month? No? So 2 weeks. Okay, then the next one, are my students open to me? That's a question. I think when they are open, we have the human relationship. And that's what it's all about. Of course not. Am I able to be in students' shoes? Because sometimes we are teachers and we have the lesson, we lead the lesson and we prepare it. But can we imagine like sitting there, being a student, having a boring lesson? Maybe not. Next one, how much do we try? Is it enough? Because we have to try and we cannot give up. That's what I was talking about. Okay. And the last one, flexibility. Are we flexible during our lessons? Yes, no, how much? Okay, so these questions you maybe ask yourself regularly, because I think it might change. It's not the same all the time. And then might lead you to human teaching. But my last thing, or my last sentence would be that being human means making mistakes. So don't be afraid of them, because I think it's more important that we recover and we learn from them. That's it. Thank you.